and priority is vegetation management. But I think we want to work with you to really recognize the changing climate and what it means to our forests and actually work together with that science. That science is going to be key, because if we ignore that science and sort of put our head in the sand and think it's all about vegetation management, we're not going to succeed together protecting Californians.
Okay. It'll start getting cooler. You just watch.
I wish science agreed with you.
Well, I don't think science knows, actually. Tom, please.
So, Mr. President, if you're okay, I'd like to approach the map. And
Yeah, I'd love that.
Okay.
Thank you.
And
Go ahead.
Governor, good?
That's great. Thanks, Chief.
So on my way, I'll just get around.
Trump on global warming. I'm sure you guys have already heard about this because the news is driving this one home. And to be completely honest, I wish Trump would stop saying dumb shit, to be honest. You would think he would already know that the media is constantly looking for something new to use against him, regardless of if you agree with him or not. I don't think it would have really made a difference whether the media would have decided to pay attention to what actually happened in the meeting that Trump disagreed with global warming. Which, if you want my honest opinion about it, you can actually go look it up and you're going to find research from scientists on both sides. And it sucks that the word scientist has actually become this new just slander word for me. I hate saying it. You hear Nancy Pelosi going back and forth. You hear Trump, blah, 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 blah. Who cares? Really, when it comes down to the global warming, like I said, if you go look it up, there's scientists that are saying, I think I saw on Daily Science, I think it's called their website, one saying how humans were helping keep the earth cool, but it's going to probably get hotter. Then some are saying that it's getting colder. Realistically, most of these people don't realize is the news is deciding to take this that Trump disagrees with it. But when you're dealing with normal people trying to live, survive, get through their daily lives, they could give two shits about global warming. There's fires tearing up their homes. There's fires taking lives. And the news is deciding to focus on global warming. In the meeting that Trump had about the fires over there, they went over what they were doing, what they thought they could do to try to manage the fires. They covered a lot of information in this I would view as very important to some people out there. But what does the news decide to do? Is they decide to go take less than 30 seconds of something dumb Trump said and turn it in. They're still writing it. 4 days later, 3 days later, they're still writing it. This is about forest management. We know one fire started by a gender reveal party. And they're writing this is due to global warming. I find it kind of funny that some of the greenest states in our country that are all about saving the earth are the ones that are under fire. Flooding, they're saying it's because of global warming. I'm like, Katrina, over 15 years ago. Hurricanes happen. I know humans are having an effect on the earth, and we can figure that out. We can talk about that later. But when people are losing their lives right now, when people's lives are being affected right now, that's what people care about, and that's what people want taken care of right now. So for the news to stop and just focus on global warming, they're not paying attention to the real issue, and they're showing that they don't care about people. They care about trying to slander Trump as much as they possibly can, but it's not about the people. Because if it was about the people, they'd share the rest of the information in this video. I'm going to put a link for it in the comments. But you guys would actually get the full story, but they don't even let you know. They just take that 30 seconds to slander Trump. They talked about the aid that is going to the states, but they decided to focus on global warming. Great, come up with an answer for global warming. Does that give me back my house? Does that save my animals, my kids, the wildlife? Does it stop the fires right now? No, deal with the problem right now, and then you guys can keep on bickering back and forth about what the hell you want to do about global warming down the road. But for now, deal with the issue going on right now. and your mass media is deciding to ignore that or put blame of that, like it's all Trump's fault, they're wildfires. Deal with it. Most people's like, shut up. I don't care whose fault it is. Deal with it. It's like we have a government to deal with shit like this. We have state and federal government, so deal with it. But instead, they're deciding to redirect the focus rather than dealing with the problem. You know how big of a different story it could be if the media was actually sharing what was going on? Showing what they were trying to do on the state and federal level? Not everyone's all about trying to just destroy everything. Some people actually care about wanting to save people and help people. But all they want to do is just slander Trump because for them, they're playing a different game. And this is why people need to open up their eyes, go find information on their own. Because there are people in this country that are in power. I'm not saying completely trust anybody. You should never trust anybody. Hell, your parents will lie to you. But when it comes to shit like this, don't trust the shit that's being fed to you because they're trying to feed a narrative to you. And I don't want to go over that again because that's just the biggest damn thing of like today. But I really recommend going to watch this full video. They even give Trump a nice little history lesson on the redwoods. And I think they're 2,000-year-old trees, how they're not going to burn. But they would be scarred by the fires. It was a very extensive, like 25 minutes long talking about this. Trump getting thanked during this. I'm like, love him, hate him, I don't care. Just, it's about actually listening to what's going on in the world instead of just hearing one side, one narrative, one thing. But like always, if you guys find value in this video, please like, comment, and subscribe.